Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with another video, and I did something today, but it's not related to used shoes as you might think from this shoe box here, but rather what's inside of it. And if you looked at the title of this video, I'm sure you can at least guess what's inside of here. Today I went to an estate sale and bought this shoe box full of something. Oh, look at that, full of cassette tapes for $5. You're asking yourself, well, what all's in here? Well, obviously we've got one pre-recorded tape here. We got Michael Jackson's Thriller. I believe this is a first pressing. I've listened to a good chunk of it. Sound quality on this is actually very good. I'm very pleased with this. Sounds great on my stereo. So there's that. They were asking $1 each for pre-recorded tapes, but I had them throw it in with this lot of 40 blanks, included in the whopping $5 I paid. Now, what was funny about this estate sale is, this was relative for 40 tapes. I think $5 is relatively reasonable. In fact, I even got one tape that I'm excited about is I still have one that's sealed here. That's pretty cool. You don't see sealed single cassettes much anymore nowadays. So I'm going to oops. This will probably be the last one I record onto. I'm going to relish opening this at some point in the future, and I might even do its own video at some point in the future. But yeah, this is going to stay wrapped for a while. As for the rest of these tapes, what's interesting about estate sales is you see a variety of stuff, and the estate sale that I went to was located, I visited the in-laws today, and my father-in-law enjoys going to estate sales, so I tagged along with him to a few, and where I got these items, it was in a relatively upper middle class type of suburb. Probably, if I had to guess the cost of the home, maybe $275,000 to $300,000. A bit more, definitely a bit more expensive than my home, but nothing, crazy. And it kind of, some of the stuff was priced reasonably, but some of it was just hilariously overpriced. I think the funniest item I saw there was a Windows Vista era desktop, and it even said on the computer that there wasn't a hard drive inside of the computer, so just basically the rest of the hardware except a hard drive, and they wanted $95 for the fucking thing. I'm like, it's not even worth 95 cents, but good luck selling that, guys. There might be some dumbass that'll buy it, but yeah, good luck with that. Now, this was day one of the estate sale, and if I had, the final day isn't until Monday, and obviously I'm not going to be able to get up there on Monday. If I had waited a bit, maybe I could have gotten this a little bit cheaper, but for 40 tapes plus that copy of Thriller, I don't think $5 is a terrible price. And one interesting thing about going to these estate sales is since they literally sell everything this person owned. Now, I don't know if the people passed on or they simply moved. I have no idea. But they're selling off such a wide swath of what these people owned. You really get a look inside the brain of the people who's selling this stuff. And we have a variety of tapes here. One of them, you see a lot of pseudo New Age religious bullcrap. This is Pathways to Mastership, and this is about past life and future life projection, and it looks like this is something they might have paid for, right? Because that's a fairly professional looking, well, not professional, I mean it was done on a printer, but typically people who record this stuff in their house don't do labels like this. But the good thing is this can very easily be taped over, and we got nice stickers here and all that, so I'm going to sticker this thing up and label it with the devil's music, as it were. And here we have, let's see, some more bull crap. I gotta show you guys though, there is one other kind of goofy thing I'm trying. Ah, here we go. This is called An Incredible Journey. The Nature of God and How You Can Have Direct Contact as Did Jesus, Moses, and Other Great Spiritual Teachers. So you're telling me that if I listen to this tape, I'm going to have a direct phone line to God. Usually, if somebody does that, they're a little on the insane side, right? If somebody says, I'm talking to God, and God's responding, usually think they're a little bit loony, just saying. You know, no judgment there, but let's be honest, that's generally the reaction. So anyway, it's just that kind of stuff. The most, quote, normal thing I saw here was, what do they got? Let's see. Ooh, we got something called Optimal Health here, which is pheromones and physical contact, spirituality versus scientific paradigms, the healing effects of religion. Yeah, I would more rely on Western medicine, but that's just me, right? And now we got pathways to mastership. And there's also a tape series on the 7 habits of highly effective people. So I'm betting some of these tapes were probably ordered from infomercials. Just a hunch that I have. Anyway, so obviously these people weren't super savvy in all areas of life, despite having some success, obviously. But what's funny is a lot of the Nigerian prince scams, the people who lose the money on that generally have the money to lose. So simply having money does not guarantee that you're, how can I put this, exactly a highly intelligent person. No guarantee at all. I think and I know a lot of people aren't going to like this, but I think our current president kind of proves that, right? You know, just my opinion. You know, but anyway, a little bit more into these tapes here. I wanted to show off some other interesting things that I have, and I did get, in addition to a whole bunch of just standard Type 1 tapes, we got a Type 2 chrome tape here, another Type 2 tape, and holy grail, Type 4 metal tape. So let's go ahead and we're going to compare all of the standard tape types, right? We'll include it. We'll throw in a Type 1. Now, we're going to take a look at this pre-recorded tape here. Obviously, this is just a standard Type 1 tape, right? And you see the color of the tape there. And let's go ahead and open this case up. And we'll take a look. And you see the blank and the pre-recorded have the same tape color on them, being the same tape type. And pretty much the vast majority of pre-recorded tapes that were sold were Type 1. Now, occasionally you did see a Type 2 pre-recorded tape, but almost always they were Type 1 tapes. Very rarely were they anything else. So let's go ahead and take a look at a Type 2 tape here, because I think I wound one of these to a non-blank section. Alright, here we go. And as you can see, Type 2 tape has a different tape coloring, and we also have different tabs on the top. And lastly, we got a Type 4 tape here. Again, different tabs on the top from the other two, and a different tape color. So, pretty neat. What's next, guys? I'm actually going to pause real quick and reposition the camera, and we're going to do some listening to some of these tapes and see what their bass level noise, or bass noise level is. We're going to compare Type 1, Type 2, and Type 4. Now, I don't know if there's program material on the Type 2 and Type 4 tapes yet, but we'll get there. So, be back in a second, guys. Alright guys, you've got to hear this. I was listening to the Type 2 tape, which is in Deck B, and I was, trying to see if it was blank or not. It's not blank what's on the Type 2 tape, but I think you guys will be interested to hear this. I'm not sure exactly what the hell this is. Just, let's listen. Now I don't know if that's... Oh! It's music of some sort. Horrible, horrible music. I don't know if that was a whale song or a dog in water. I don't know what in the hell that was. Very interesting program material. So I'm going to blank out a section of this Type 2 tape for us to listen to, and I'll see if anything's on the Type 4. Be right back, guys. Alright guys, I did manage to blank out some of that Type 2 tape so we can do our comparison. I went ahead and did turn my amplifier all the way up, and we're going to start by listening to the standard Type 1 or ferric tape, and here we go. And we're first going to compare these with Dolby noise reduction off. So here we go. Obviously, we can... Oh, that's really clear after the lead-in. A lot of tape noise going on with the Type 1 tape. So we'll stop that. Now we're going to listen to Type 2 tape. Give it a little time. Still noise, but a lot less. Much louder on the Type 1 tape than the Type 2 tape. Much lower on the Type 2 tape. Very impressive. Now we're going to try it with Dolby B applied. Greatly reduced but still audible on the ferric tape with Dolby B. On the Type 2 tape now, you just hear kind of a low hum, but you definitely hear some noise on the Type 1 tape. Alright, let's try Dolby C. And we'll start with the ferric tape. Even less noise on the ferric tape. Still audible, but very low. And on the Type 2 tape, just a low hum. But that could just be the motor right here amplified over my amp. So anyway, you might hear some static in the background, but that's just my other tape recording blanking out some of the metal tape. So what I'm going to do next is some comparisons with the metal tape. Be right back, guys. Alright guys, now we're going to do some comparisons between the Type 2 and the Type 4 tape. Now, on the Type 4 tape, there was recorded program material, but it was nothing really highly unusual worth playing back for you guys. It was just some standard piano music, so nothing like funny and amusing like the dog or whale song or whatever the hell was on the other one. So anyway, we are now going to compare the Type 2 and Type 4 tape. So here we go. Starting with the Type 2, and of course we're going to start again with Dolby noise reduction off to get a baseline. So Type 2 first. Fair amount of static with it off. Let's go ahead and listen to the Type 4. Let's light the lead in, and now interesting. Maybe because I raced it on a worse deck. Very interesting. Type 4 tape actually sounds a lot worse. And it should be lower noise. It could be because I erased it on much lower grade tape deck than this. So what I'm going to do, guys, actually, is I'm going to give this Type 4 tape another pass on this deck to blank it out. Just do that real quick, actually. And record level all the way up. And we're just going to blank out that Type 4 tape and see if we can get a lower noise floor. So, be right back here in a couple, guys. Alright, guys, here we go. Take 2. We're going to compare the Type 2 and Type 4 tape. I did some erasure on this deck. We'll see if it sounds any different. So we're going to start with the Type 2 tape again. And we're on the lead-in part at this point. And there we are on the actual tape. Okay, we hear the bass level. And now we're going to listen to the Type 4 tape. Okay, that's a lot better. Bass without Dolby on, they sound pretty similar noise level. The Type 4 doesn't really sound any better than the Type 2, at least to my ears. Let's go ahead and flip on the Dolby B. And now we're going to start, we're going to resume with the Type 2 tape. I heard some flutter there, but whatever. Pretty darn quiet. Let's listen to the Type 4. Just a low hum. Again, could be from the motor. And now we'll do Type C. Very low on the Type 2 tape. Now we'll listen to the Type 4. Again, just low hums. So anyway, guys, as far as on, reviewing that, I can't really say if there's any difference between them whatsoever as far as noise reduction goes. At some point in the future, I will make a video or actually do some recording on these and talk about which one I think sounds better. But that's a little bit off in the distance. There's just one final part in this video. I'm going to reposition the camera. We're going to talk about it, and I'll be right back, guys. Alright, guys, here we are in the final part of the video, and remember how I made some comments about having money doesn't necessarily equal being a genius. And yeah, the dig at the president was a little bit of a joke, so don't get your torches and pitchforks out. And I think, this is something I've also talked about a lot in the past. What we're looking at here is the Absolute Sounds buyer's guide to, this is what they call affordable high-end audio. Affordable. What's affordable in their opinion? Well, one is a $1,300 Blu-ray player. $1,300. They're talking about, all this wonderfulness of this device. And it's digital. So, makes me laugh a little bit, but whatever. Let's see what else they got here. Let's get to where we actually get to a price. They got an integrated amplifier for $2,000. Again, not exactly what I call affordable. $1,500 phono cartridge. Somehow a $1,500 phono cartridge is affordable? Yeah. Well, actually, one thing that's actually not horrific is they got a $300 headphone. That's not totally nuts. We got a $1,000 MP3 player and a... oh, man, it's crazy, right? We got a CD player for $3,500. Man, all these fucking bargains. Okay, here's one that's actually not bad. $650 for an amp. That's not horrific. Then we got a $3,000. You get the idea. So, anyway, this kind of stuff just makes me laugh a little bit. because, like I said, it really just I think this kind of proves a little bit of the whole, just because you're got some money doesn't necessarily mean you got it all gone up here. It just kind of is all over the place as far as how smart somebody is, just if they're lucky enough to have money or not. Anyway, but that's not really the main point of this video. One thing I'd really like to hear in the comments below about cassettes. Please, if you guys have any personal experience with this, let me know. Is it worth blanking out a cassette before you re-record over it, or should you just re-record over existing program material? Because if it's if you don't need to blank it out, that'll definitely save me some time, right? On my because obviously I won't have to do a blank record run just to blank these things out. So anyway, let me know in the comments below whether you think that's worthwhile or not. And that's pretty much it. If you did like this, as always, thumbs up. If you hate me, thumbs down. Share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.